What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Stills. This another edition of Kicks with Soul, where the slogan is, every shoe is just a shoe to you. Put your soul into it. And today, we ending the year strong. This is the final. This is the grand final guy. And this is the Jordan 8 in the Bugs Bunny colorway. So, you know the typical box. This comes a few Jordans come in this box. I know the 11s used to come in this box. If it ain't for the special edition with a pull out and stuff, they used to come in this one. I love this box right here personally. I do like this box. My favorite though is the OG Nike black and red joint flip top. I don't know, it's just something that reminds me of those. It reminds me of straight 90s because I like 90s Nikes, and Jordans and Nikes came in those box. So box label reads Air Jordan 8 Retro White Black True Red, size 12. That is mine. And these did sell out online, but they're not hard to get. And my analogy of that is I'm thinking maybe Nike wanted people just to come out. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame Nike for just saying, oh, I bought them online. They didn't make it here in time for Christmas. Nah. Nike said, get to them stores. They on them shelves, man. Get to them stores. So let's flip the top out. Bing. We got the standard trash bag paper. I love it. Let's take it out though, and let's get to talking about these shoes. Let's get to talking about these shoes. These shoes. Put them on the sole table. Let's get a sole spin. Let's check that out. Now today is Christmas Eve. These did release this past weekend. I had to go pick up Mom Dukes from St. Louis, so this is actually my first time looking at these. I actually bought them. Took a picture. No, not my first time looking. First time like in hand, really. I had like 5 minutes, yo, and I really had them stay in the car. Came upstairs, tried to rush some pictures and just for some post content. But this is actually my first time really getting into it, and I slept on it. I like the shoe. I like the shoe. I like the shoe. I'm be honest, all the way transparent. The leather kind of got me messed up a little bit, but then after hearing my boy Super Set, watching his I was riding, listening to all podcasts. Pretty much be honest with y'all, man. I could have listened to music, but I wanted to stay up and focus, so I wanted to listen to what people say. So I was listening. He came up with the analogy that he think this is the white cement fours leather, and I didn't know, so I'm just listening. When I came home, I looked at it. I said, you know what, my boy on to something. And when I thought about that, okay, I didn't get so stubborn with the leather. Because I didn't like the leather at first. This toe box is really getting me. You know, these straps is real tough. The leather on the collar and these little speckles right there, they're not as tough, you know, but they are tough. But then when I thought about the whole analysis, he said it was the white cement fours leather. I had the same feeling about the white cement fours, man. When I first got them, I was so hyped to finally ever get my hands on a white cement four that when I got it, I loved the shape, but I didn't like the leather. I wore it a couple times. That it don't crease good. It's sturdy, you know, it's comfortable, but I want to say the leather I think will last the test of time. You know, it's just a different leather. Now, when it get old, would it be like bent up and hard and creased? I don't know, but we gonna go for that. So the Jordan 8 was created by Tinker Hatfield. I'm going off the top. I definitely think it was 93 because he won his 3rd championship against the Phoenix Suns and Charles Barkley. And, you know, Charles Barkley did win the MVP that year. And like my man Jordan on that slogan up there says, I took things personally. You know what I'm saying? He took that personally. He came out there same as he did Karl Malone when Karl Malone got that MVP in Utah. You know, Jordan came out there and killed them in his own arena. They celebrated in Utah, just put it like that. But I think Jordan could have possibly had about 9 MVPs, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because some of them scoring titles, he didn't win MVPs. I don't think Chicago was like super dominant. I know they made it to the playoffs with his 2nd year, but they had to fight back. That's the reason he came back, I believe. Like, he had that foot injury, missed a lot of games, and they wanted to keep him out for a good draft pick, and Jordan was like, oh, no. Came back in, ended up getting kicked out. And I know some of them other years that he didn't win the championship, I know he was like killing, you know what I'm saying? I got to do my research. Like I said, I don't want to talk facts that I don't know. I'm just going off the top, like those later years when he was winning MVP. You know, Chicago was that guy. He was All-Star MVP, you know, Finals MVP, you know, so it all makes sense. But if Jordan was, you know, had a little bit more of a team, or if the voters would have just been 100 with who the best player in the league is, Jordan probably would have had about 9. But as you know, we got these Bugs Bunny straps, and this I think came from the Air Raids, because the Air Raids, I want to say, came out in '92. Not sure, but I think the Air Raids came out, but I know the Air Raids came out before this, so they might have came out in 90, 92, 91 anyway. But they had some other Nikes as well. So I think Jordan was like either a fan of that or tinker. You know, he's still with Nike, so at the end of the day, they just all kind of take inspirations from other shoes and then have their own cool stuff. I always like this 90s little graphic right here, and as well as the insole. Let me see if I can take it out. I hate taking out insoles sometimes. Well, when they fresh, you can just easily, there you go. You can easily pop them out. And this is the same insole as the, not the playoffs. The playoffs got the Nike. These got the Aqua, same one. And I thought that was crazy because I just learned something new too watching other podcasts. I'm telling y'all, y'all got to stop hating. I got to learn some stuff because what you got is what you got. But I also learned that they all came in this. I didn't know that. I thought this was strictly for the Aquas, but I love the Aquas one in this. And I always knew the Aquas had this. Never had this and never knew that this came in that. It's a nice dream cell, so it's very comfortable, kind of nice and thick. Got some nice little cushioning to it with your shoes. So I'm taking that. And also this Chanel patch right here, man. This color also changed throughout the years. Maybe they gave it a little bit more blue, you know. Teach his own, you know what I'm saying? But self-explanatory, the bottom. What y'all think about the bottom? I say top. I don't know. Let me shut up. It's a good bottom. Let me just say that. It's a good bottom. I don't really like an all-white bottom for some reason, man. You're not going to see the bottom, but I got OCD, so I'll be scrubbing my shoes every time I'm done. And for some reason, it ain't no for some reason. It's a white shoe. You're not just going to always get this pure white back. You know what I mean? And it's not going to see, but that's just my personal opinion. But this is a dope shoe. I told myself I have to have everything Mike played in, 1 through 14. You know what I'm saying? Did he wear the 14s? I think he wore the 4. I think he wore the 16s. He might have even wore the 17s with the Wizards. Oh, the one with the little thing with the little clip, the button tip. I know he wore the white, and I know he wore the white ones, and he even wore the red ones with the throwback Washington joint, because I had that poster. He got a dunk in that. You know what I mean? He got a 40-year-old dunk in that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't get too many highlight dunks at Washington, so I pretty much know all his Washington highlights, to be honest, because I was old enough. I was really old enough, and I was like, oh, man, he coming back again? Like, all right, so I was on it. I was playing with him in, what was that, NBA Live 2001 with KG on the front? You know, KG, like, I think that was the first time you could play with Jordan at, like, the park, but he wasn't, like, in the game. You know what I'm saying? You had to play with him at the park. You know what I'm saying? Then you got 2002. Or 2000, no, he was definitely in the game in 2003. 2002, I think he was in the game. And then they started putting him in the game. Because if you know, Jordan used to always be a bald-headed person, number 99. I used to be like, yo, what is going on? But I'm assuming, I don't know. Like I say, everything off the top. So I'm assuming it's the same thing with Barkley, with 2K. Like, we always got to make Barkley, yo. I'll be like, how y'all got my man shoes, the Phoenix Suns teams, y'all got Barkley? That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back to it. I was trying to get all the 1 through 14 or 15s or 16, whatever. But I'm trying to get all of those that Jordan played in. And then I'm also going to keep going. I'm not going to be one of those guys that only stopped at 14 or 16 or 17. I do like certain silhouettes all the way up into the 40, because I actually love the 40, to be honest with you. They didn't make it accessible. The Nike Chicago one was the only one I came across that I can get with the I call it the Chicago, with the check and the little Jordan 1 tongue. Fire, but it just came out when 2026 been crazy, so it just didn't make the cut. But that 40 16, I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? I might end up pulling the trigger for my birthday, man, because they come out on the 27th. My birthday is on the 28th. I told myself I was done, but that is just a present. So I'm going to put that out there. I mean, hopefully somebody sees this and, you know, look out for your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good guy, man. I'm a good guy. You know what I'm saying? But what else I can talk about this shoe off the top, man? I love the red. I love the speckles. Let's talk about the speckles. Okay, so these speckles on the side right here, just like the aquas. I'm assuming the last retro, like I say, I'm didn't doing no research. I ain't Googling. So I'm assuming that the last retro, they put a little bit too much heavy on the sparks. So on this one, just like the aquas, it's subtle. It's kind of like blended into the, I wouldn't say this a matte. It's like a satin, like a satin. I said a satin, like a satin kind of finish, gloss finish to it. And I think it blends in perfectly because it's still there, but it's not like bling, bling, bling. You know what I'm saying? Also the ribs. I like this part of the back. Some people don't like it, but we all like what we like for some reason. I just like that. I just like that. You know what I'm saying? This is a heater. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? This is a heater. Not too much venting when you put this shoe on. You know what I'm saying? So probably wouldn't want to wear it on like a hot sunny day. You can. You know what I'm saying? I personally love it in the fall. But this being a white shoe, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I still think this is a nice fall shoe. Like, I don't see me really I mean, I'm going to wear it in the summer. But I see me personally with, like, a black hoodie, red hat, blue jeans. You know what I'm saying? Just let this stand out. Or a red shirt with some white accessories in it. Maybe even some blue with the blue, light denim blue jeans. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. But, yeah. One of my favorite, y'all know I always got an attachment, though. This is my attachment to this one. Is not a person. I didn't see anybody that made me be like, oh, I really like that shoe. I don't think I had a poster. If I did, I didn't pay attention. It was a highlight, yo. It was a highlight in who was they playing? Oh man, I just remember watching the highlight over and over, and like that was one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite dunks of Jordan. I was watching like a top 50 Jordan dunks, yo, because I watch stuff like that on YouTube all the time. I was watching like a Jordan dunk, and usually when I see like one of my favorite highlights, that's why I know the free throw line was the white cements. You know what I'm saying? Something like the last shot, we know it was the last shot, but okay, the shot, what shoe we had on then? The Breads, you know what I'm saying? So I know certain shoes based on like a picture, or like I said, my favorite shoe of all time was because of the famous picture of him laying on the ground after he won that championship against the Supersonics. You know, I was watching that game live. Actually, I was watching that game live. I don't know why. I don't know what made me turn it, because my mother wasn't doing it. You know, it was all on me. But I remember watching it, and I remember 5, 4, 3, 2. Jordan had the ball, and I remember Ronnie Brown trying to, like, celebrate and grab it. Not really, like, paying attention, like, trying to grab the ball. But I think Jordan, in his mind, knew this is the first one without Pops, man. This is the first one without Pops, bro. And Jordan didn't celebrate like he did with the, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Jordan he went to his locker room. He was really emotional. Of course, he did the post game and stuff. But when they went to the locker room, when he finally broke down, and them shoes was just the bottom. That's all I was looking at, is the bottom. And I was like, yo, man, I love that shoe, bro. I love that shoe right there, man. I like that. I mean, I remember drawing that shoe, coloring that shoe. So, but with this one, back to this one, you know, I like to talk with my peoples, man. We ain't all on some, so, do you want to go through the size? Let me tell you how to buy. You know how to buy, bro. This is KickzWitSoul, man. Cause I really hate when people do that, yo. But I don't hate the hustle. I don't dislike the videos. I just come over here and drive in my lane in my own speed and just, you know, pass who I pass and don't pass who I pass. But I look at the other lanes. Sometimes you see them swerving, or you see them doing some dumb stuff like how to buy, where to buy. Bro, unless you talking to somebody that's in Alaska or something, bro, like, I think we all know. So I'm going to start doing videos saying, yo, how to tie your shoe. You know, Well, like how to tie your shoes. Yeah, it's that simple, dummy. You know, but anyway, going back to this shoe, I want to say my man came down Alonzo Mourning, boy. He caught you, boy. He caught Alonzo a lot. He caught Alonzo, and I didn't know he caught Barkley as much as he did, even with Philly, bro. I did not know he was just yamming on Barkley, bro. Like, he yammed on everybody you think that's somebody, bro. My mama, bro. Like, Patrick, Dikembe. I don't think he yanked on Dikembe, but with that one time with the playoff 12s on, little baseline, bow, caught his ass. Because Mutombo wasn't going, but he still bodied Mutombo, though. But he bodied Alonzo when he came down, and boy, he yanked on Alonzo, got fouled, and just like, like, because he knew Alonzo was coming. Alonzo knew he was coming, and when you just see the energy and you, like, when you see it the first time, it's cool, but when you watch it play after play, you see Alonzo like, don't do it, and Jordan, beat them. And then Alonzo, it all goes like this. They all go up with a lot of conviction, They go bad intense with Michael, but then they come down convincing. Like, yeah, he that guy, man. Because they go up, and Jordan just keep going up. And Jordan dunked so hard. Like, Jordan dunked like Brian, like, for real. Like, you know how Brian do them tomahawks and you just hear, or how Dwight used to, or Dominique, you know what I'm saying? Gerald Wallace, you know what I'm saying? Desmond Mason, you know what I'm saying? Fred Jones, you know what I'm saying? I'm just naming dunkers that used to boom some what's my boy name? Sharmal Swift. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? AC Law. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? These people that might not got the career, but don't get under that basket, my G. Don't get under that basket. The Gerald Green. Yeah. But yeah, when I saw that and I rewinded, I seen he had the 8s on. I was like, oh, okay. I personally didn't see Jordan with these on a lot, you know. But like I say, this came out in 93. I'm an 87, baby. I was born in 1987. So to keeping it honest, that's why it makes sense. Unless you my age and do like a bunch of research and like, you can do a bunch of research, but you never can understand the hype. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand, like, people can be like 27 or 23 and think like they remember the hype of the 3. So that's why I'm always going to respect the OGs for their ones. I'm always going to, I respect everything for what people like, because some people do that research. But with me, I'm being honest, I'm a sneaker connoisseur. I loved all those shoes looking back at them. But some of the shoes, I just don't have that connection with, you know what I'm saying? But I do like them, and I got them. I got 1s, 2s, 3s, all that. I don't got no 2s yet, but I got 3s, 4, 5, 6. I got all that. But for me, like I keep telling people, with me, the 96, I was a little older. I was like subscribed to Sports Illustrated. I had Sports Illustrated for Kids, Slam, and Sports Illustrated. And at the end of my junior year, I started getting with ESPN, but I think I never paid ESPN. I used to pay and see, you know, I used to have the little things, and you send like the $14, and I used to do that for the Sports Illustrated and Slam. Like, I was subscribed. I have a box. Man, I used to have a box. My mama, you know, she moved my stuff out my old room, but I used to have a box full of all the old Slam magazines. But some of them was like that thin, because every picture, even if it was like a little picture or I had to cut you out in a silhouette, I put it, my room was covered. So yeah, this is the story, and that is the review of the Bugs Bunny 8s. Hope y'all enjoyed. I try to always give y'all just a little something and then a little review, because I'm not Weird Tester. Shout out to Weird Testers. I'm not Unbreakable. Shout out to Unbreakable. And I'm not Jay the Sneaker Guy. Shout out to Jay Sneaker. I'm not getting them first. So you're going to come when you come, and you're going to be like, okay, what's different about this 8, bro? Come on. I already know it's made by Tinker Hatfield. So everybody got a TV show. So at this TV show, I just try to do a little something. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys. Have a Merry Christmas if you're seeing this on Christmas or after that. You know, much love to y'all. Stay safe. It's your boy STEELEZ, Kicks with Soul, where the slogan is, every shoe is just a shoe till you put your soul into it.